Now from Defense Priorities Senior Fellow and retired Lieutenant Colonel Danny Davis. Lieutenant Colonel, good to see you this afternoon. Let me start by asking you this. We heard the president of Ukraine there trying to manage expectations a little bit, saying that the threat wasn't necessarily imminent. We're looking maybe at late February. We're watching to see what happens with the Olympics. So many different factors to look at here with respect to timing. But you know, when you've got Ukraine essentially saying we're trying to prepare bomb shelters and get our people ready, what kind of military forces do they have on the ground to defend themselves if something like this happens?
Well, you know, they are much better capable than they were in 2014 when, you know, all of this really blew up for the first time and Russia seized the Ukraine from, seized Crimea from the Ukraine. But there's no doubt we are in the 11th hour here. And even though the Ukrainian forces have improved their military since 2014, actually quite a bit so, it's still nowhere near enough to defend against Russia. If Russia decides to go, especially with the forces that we know that they now have poised across the border in a number of locations, they will be able to be successful. The Russians will be able to succeed. So it's almost impossible for Ukraine to defend themselves against a concerted Russian military action. And I think that we need to be ready for that eventuality.
And you see Russia is increasing its troop presence as well. I mean, that's not a positive sign that this is not going to, you know, that we're going to see some sort of de-escalation. If anything, when you increase the forces at the border there, you're essentially saying we're getting ready here. We're making preparations.
Yeah, and you know, in addition to the things your correspondent just mentioned there about the specific kinds of buildup, there's also, I believe it's just in the last 12 or 24 hours, reports that medical units have now been mobilized, Russian medical units to the area. And that's one of the last pieces that was not in place. And so that basically tells you that everything that an armed force needs to conduct an offensive operation is now on the ground, meaning this could come literally at any moment. It could also wait until after the Olympics, as you alluded to there a second ago, but it could come tomorrow. It could come later this afternoon. So we have to be prepared for all of that. And that's why I think it's so important that right now the Biden administration focus sharply on American national interest and not do anything that could potentially get us caught up in this war or, you know, either through accident or miscalculation, get us into a conflict with Russia, because that would be the worst outcome for the United States.
Well, as you mentioned on the timing, it's very murky, right? It seems like it appears that Russia would be ready to go as soon as possible. But then there's this issue of the Olympics and its ties, you know, to China and everything that's happening really across the globe at the moment. And so I think that there are many who are thinking that late February would be more likely. Your thoughts on that and what the strategy would be on Putin's end?
Yeah, one of the other reasons, aside from the physical preparations that we're talking about here, is that the Russian diplomats are basically asking for something that it's impossible for the West to even give into. There's maybe an outside chance that we could say, hey, we're going to put a moratorium on any NATO advancement to Ukraine, which I strongly recommend, because we don't want Ukraine in the NATO anyway, because they're nowhere near capable of being a part of that. But then Russia's also asking for a rollback to 1997 rolls, and there's no way, it's physically impossible that we would roll that back, which implies that they're asking for something that they know they won't get as a potential pretext. So, yeah, we have to be ready, and it could come after the Olympics, I'll say, but again, the physical pieces are in place right now, and we have to be prepared for that at any moment.
When President Biden held his press conference, he essentially said, you know, he made a distinction between what he called, a minor incursion. And so I'm asking a lot of the experts that I speak to, because you said what will be very important is what the United States reaction is, right? And he seemed to sort of tip his hand a little bit there when he was talking about that. What would the distinction between something that is considered minor versus major?
Well, my certainly just my personal opinion, I don't know what the president had in mind, but I'm just guessing based on what I do see and what I can and analyze, is that he probably means that Russia may move to take just the Donetsk and Luhansk areas where the Russian speakers are, to carve that out, because that's pretty much what they did in 2008 in Georgia, is they moved in militarily into areas where there was already strong Russian support and Russian speakers. And I think something like that could happen again, though they could go all the way up to the Dnieper River, which is coming closer to about halfway through the country, to just firm up their capabilities, because they do have the force on the ground to make good on that. And I think that's probably what President Biden had in mind.
We will be watching. Lieutenant Colonel, thank you so much for your time today.
Always my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Have a good weekend.